Alright, so I finally figured out how to fix this shitty fucking camera. You know, this is the thing. I got a new computer. Everybody's asking. I saved it for this video. Why is it backwards? You know, I find it funny that people just go apeshit over the smallest things. It just shows that a lot of people in the YWC don't listen to this, to the words that are coming out of my mouth. They're focusing on, the video quality. Ooh, it's sharp, it's not good. Why does it matter? This is good enough. I mean, it's not like it's super blurry or anything. This camera, it's because it's built into the fucking computer. I've got a towerless computer, HP, brand new, and I ain't fucking hooking up my old thing. As a matter of fact, this is pretty much the same quality as that camera, so I don't know why people are complaining. I know there's a lot of people saying, your videos are low quality. Just focus on the content and, never mind this. I should fucking give you people a black screen, But then people would say, oh, it's a black screen, it's racist. You can't please anybody on here. Alright, so after a minute and 20 seconds of almost incoherent rambling, the Q&A you've all been waiting for, motherfuckers. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't give you a Q&A. There's people on here that wanted a Q&A for a long fucking time, but I waited and I waited till I got more subs so I could get some good questions and actually make a good video. Now, I don't think this is going to be a really, fantastic best of all time video. Q&As are very cheesy. People come on here, they make like they're super nice, super friendly people. And I'm not saying I'm not nice, but I just think that these things are downright phony. But I decided, why not do it? It can't hurt, and I'm not going to cheeseball it up. I picked out 20 questions. I don't want to make it super long. I picked out the questions where I think I could give you the best entertainment, but also give you answers at the same time. People are going to make fun of me, bash me, dislike this video because they don't agree with the answers. And to these people, I say, grow the fuck up. If you can't handle reality, when are you people going to learn that no matter how many negative comments you make, no matter how many dislikes you make, I am still going to make videos. And you're still going to watch them anyway just so you could dislike them. So go right ahead. Alright, enough of that bullshit. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Number one, the first question. What caused me to go from a happy-go-lucky fan to the raging lunatic you see before you today? And I was asked by Duffel Puds. That's a good question, actually. What caused this rage? Now, I ain't gonna be super phony. Of course, a lot of this rage isn't, authentic. It's me providing entertainment. But a lot of the entertainment is actually kind of real because there is a lot of things that piss me off because wrestling is a big part of my life, and some people might say that's sad, but it's something I really enjoy. I'm not into, baseball and basketball, so it gives me something to follow. If you take wrestling out of my life, you're taking a big part of my life away from me. Whether it sucks or not, I will always follow it. I will follow it to the end of time. So what caused me to start raging and give you, this character, the Brad Rules and all that? It's because the product fucking sucks. Seriously, talking as myself, not the Brad Rules, but as just Brad, the product is garbage. I mean, just look at last Monday night. It was just terrible. And that's not even an exaggeration. There wasn't really anything good on there. You had like maybe one decent match that was tolerable, and that's it. I mean, thing is, when you look back, you go back on YouTube, you watch one of the old DVDs, and you see how good WWE was. Like, you watch a match from, say, the year 2000. Most of the Raws, not every single one, but most of them were good. So that sort of angers me in a way. When I see that they have the potential to do better. You know, they're just not putting any effort into it. And I know a lot of people will say it's because they have a lack of competition. Whatever excuses you could give, there really isn't any valid excuse. It's just laziness. It's just, you know, it's poor fan relations between company and fans. It's just, it's not good. It's garbage. And, you know, that's the point of why I make the videos every week, so it can get better. And I tell you exactly why I think it sucks. I'm not like a lot of people on here that try to be funny and just say it sucks, it sucks, it sucks. I actually give you reasons and suggestions on how it could be better. You know, so it's not incoherent swearing like a lot of other people do on here. And that's what sets me apart from a lot of the other shooters. You know, so there you go. Okay, second question. This was asked by QW Rocks 9. And he asked me, what do I think the WrestleMania 30 main event's going to be? And that's a very interesting question. It is. Did I say the first question was interesting? I don't know. That's an interesting question. Well, obviously they're interesting, or else I wouldn't have picked it. But alright. So, the WrestleMania 30 main event. It's, you know, up in the air. But I still think it's going to be Rock and Lesnar. What were they paying? Rock $6 million or whatever to come back. I think that was actually Lesnar, but they were paying him millions to come back. I think they are going to get on their hands and knees. Vince will get on his knees once again, and he will suck The Rock's cock, and he will pleasure him to the point when The Rock finally reaches the point of orgasm and gives in, and will once again return to the WWE to wrestle a shitty match against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. I just think that's how it is. They're very, very fucking desperate, and I think that they're going to go ahead and they're going to do it anyway. Question number 3. It's from Light Lord 991. Hey, Light Lord, how you doing? Thanks for the question. It's, what do I like better, Marvel or DC? You know, without being biased, just because I have the fucking Spider-Man tattoo, Spider-Man, you know, is my favorite. And the thing is that I do like Marvel better. And why? Because there's more people I like in Marvel. Marvel, you got Spider-Man, you got Iron Man, Captain America, The Punisher, Wolverine, Gambit, a whole bunch of other X-Men that I like. You know, not like major fan of the Fantastic Four, but, you know, they're good. And there's more to it. And there's a better assortment of villains among the Marvel Universe. Now, DC, I'm a big fan of Superman and Batman. Superman catches a lot of flack, but I'm big into Superman. I even like the old George Reeves Superman, the Christopher Reeve movies of Superman. I hated Superman Returns. I said it was okay when I first saw it, but then going back and watching it, it's garbage. Superman Returns sucked. And so what I think is that Marvel, outside of just the Batman movies, you know, Marvel has had more movies that I've enjoyed because of the other DC movies like Green Lantern and the new Superman movie. They suck big fucking cock. And that's not to say that there were a lot of Marvel movies that suck, but you can see that there's more they could do with Marvel. In DC, Superman and Batman are the only ones I like. I truly, truly, truly fucking hate the Green Lantern. And I got a friend who always fucking breaks my balls. Actually, two who break one more than the other. Breaks my balls about Green Lantern all the time and saying why he's great. He had like a backstory. I don't know which universe of the Green Lantern. One of them, his wife got raped or something like that. I don't give a shit about his raped wife. Green Lantern, I'll go rape his wife or some shit, you know, just to make him feel worse about himself, because Green Lantern sucks. Just a pussy that can make shit with a goddamn ring. And I know that is going to bring legions of Green Lantern fan fucking nerd geekazoids onto this video. And I don't give a shit. Fuck you guys. You're a bunch of fucking lamos. People that like the Green Lantern are just, you know, they're just those unbearable nerds. You know, and this is coming from a guy that likes nerds. Got friends who are nerds. You know, people accuse me of being one. If, you know, that's the label you want to put on me, go a fucking head. I don't know how you define this, you know. You got hot, sexy women even calling themselves nerds nowadays, so what the fuck does that even mean? You know, but the Green Lantern is just a fucking pussy. And you got Wonder Woman, you know, you got Martian Manhunter, whatever the fuck his name is, and, you know, Captain Marvel, just a bunch of lame heroes. It's all about Superman and Batman, and that's really, it truly has all been about all along. Those are the only characters that they cared about back in the day. No one even gave a fuck about the Green Lantern. He was just some lame guy in the Justice League. People only started taking notice of him, you know, more recently. It's just underground fucking nerds that, you know, get all crazy about the Green Lantern, because you saw when the movie was released, there wasn't even any hype. Nobody even asked for a Green Lantern movie. They just gave it to you. The mainstream didn't give a fuck. So there you go. There's your answer. Marvel. Number 4. Who is your favorite wrestler of all the times? Asked by Malil Wang. Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, I've actually answered this before, but since this is the Q&A, it's a pretty good question. You know, I've said it 1,000 times before. Yes, Stone Cold Steve Austin is my favorite wrestler of all time. Why? Because he's been in some of the best matches of all time. Stone Cold's image is plastered all over all the classic moments in the Attitude Era, which is my favorite era of all time. And even post-Attitude Era, even when he was in his what phase, the man was entertaining. And that was the thing, even when he went to the what phase, he was still entertaining. The guy is just a legend in every sense of the word. And the thing is, there has been nobody else like him at any point in history. No one can copy this man's style. There are people who have attempted and downright failed, like Randy Orton. You know, Stone Cold is just, he's not only is he one of the most hilarious guys, not just in wrestling, but ever. Just the delivery of his promos. So many promos that I have gone back and watched. You know, just think about it. Who would actually go back and watch just segments of people talking? You know, when you phrase it that way, Stone Cold makes you go back. You want to hear what he said multiple times. That's how good of a promo guy he was. Actually making me laugh out loud uncontrollably. Remember when he had that big what promo with, you know, what he said, what he was going to order at the drive-thru. Just so many funny things, like when he attacked Booker T in the supermarket, just the way how he did it, the mannerisms, the facial expressions, he had it all. And he had the wrestling ability, the attitude. Everything was just perfect about Stone Cold. And I even enjoyed his cowardly heel turn. I didn't really enjoy when they made, you know, Kurt Angle, when he chained him up and threatened to throw him off a bridge, and he kind of was crying and whimpering and begging. Didn't like that, but aside from that, Stone Cold has always been one of the toughest motherfuckers that just about, you know, any form of entertainment has even seen. Tougher than even Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Stone Cold, by far, is my favorite wrestler of all time. He's just amazing. Number 5. Do you like rap music? King of Kings 2272. I used to like rap music. It was mostly because, You know, a lot of people were listening to it in elementary school. In fact, one of my first CDs, when I actually got a CD player, and I actually didn't own anything that could play a CD until 1999. And I was born in 1987. I didn't own anything that could play a CD player until 1999. That's how I am not spoiled in any means at all. I had to wait that long when all my friends were listening to CDs. I still was playing shit on a fucking tape deck Walkman. I had that old school fucking Sony or Panasonic, whatever it was, Walkman. Very fucking lame. Yeah, I still had my little, boom box, my little tiny ghetto blaster, like a little Panasonic blue boom box, and I would still listen to tapes and shit. And my first CD was one of them anyway. Was Mace. Remember Mace? The more money we come across, the more problems we see. And I was a big fan of this guy. And actually, the first CD that I wanted to buy was actually a DMX album. And I remember my parents wouldn't let me buy it because of the foul language. And I remember, if you can remember this far back, they had a music store called The Wall. It became Coconuts and eventually became FYE what it is today. But I shopped there when it was The Wall. That's how old school I am. Most of the people ain't even gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. The Wall. Anyway, they said that they told my parents they could edit the CD for me. I was 11 years old at this time, going on 12. And they said they could edit it for me, and I just said forget it. So the first CD I actually bought was Mace. Now, do I like rap music? I then started listening to Eminem mixed with a whole bunch of metal music, and the metal music that I listen to today has expanded beyond that, but I was listening to as much rap as I was listening to rock. I was listening to Eminem, and then eventually, I was listening to more DMX and Mace and Dr. Dre, the Dr. Dre 2000 album. I was listening to that. Then I just fucking fell out of it because the rap music then started to fucking suck. Eminem changed his style. He wasn't funny anymore. Started to get all serious on us. And then I just completely lost touch. And now today, the only rap music that I listen to is, I still love to listen to DMX Party Up. I just think that it's like a really feel-good song, even though it's not exactly a positive song. It's actually very fun to listen to. I really don't listen to that much Eminem. If you want to count Rage Against the Machine and Limp Bizkit as rap music, that's more nu metal, rapcore or whatever, still listen to that. The Gorillaz, which is one of my favorite bands, also has some rapping in it. That's part hip hop. So that's the only type of rap that I really listen to now. Mostly I listen to mostly metal and rock. And yes, WWE themes. I have fucking a whole bunch of WWE themes on my computer and on my iPod that I carry around. So, that's pretty much the shit that I listen to. It's a lot of fucking metal music. It's, I have a whole bunch of Metallica, Korn, Disturbed, Slipknot, Avenged Sevenfold, Godsmack, all that shit, Slayer, Megadeth. That's pretty much it. I could go on all day what I have. I have a bunch of different bands but rap music, do I like it? It depends what it is. They sometimes make good rap songs, but they're few and far between. How old are you? And this is asked by Trailer Park Boys 1262. I am 25 years old, and on October 8th I will be turning 26. Okay? That's how old I am. Number 7 is by Wrestling Rumors Suck. And he says, what keeps you watching the WWE despite, you know, me saying that it's low quality and everything? And he said, please. Like, a lot of fucking people ask this question. But you know why I'm answering him? Because he said, please. He said it in a nice way. I'm being a nice guy in this video. Aren't Q&A's fun? What keeps me watching? I've been watching this shit since I'm a fucking baby. Since I'm a fucking goddamn child, I played around with the fucking Hasbro wrestling figures. The figures fucking sucked. You had a Hulk Hogan that was stuck like this. You had bear hug action. Like, how the fuck else are you supposed to do anything else with a figure that stays like this? Fuck it. What were they, retarded? I mean, didn't they know that kids, what they think were retarded? Like, we're just gonna bang the two figures together? You know, and then I had the Macho Man figure that was clothesline action. I never, you know, you twist them around. I never seen anybody deliver a clothesline like this. But they were actually pretty cool figures. Had the crown, and shit like that. I remember the first wrestling ring that I was actually purchased was a WCW ring, but no one could figure out how to put it back together. And then they bought me another ring that had like electronic sounds and stuff like that. So, you know, the reason why I still watch this shit is because I love it. And even though it sucks, I just like it. It's the concept, and like I said, I don't follow any other sports. This is the only thing that I follow that's, you know, like a sport. I know it's fake, but it's just, you know, it's something. I like going to the events. It's just something, it's a hobby. It's something to do, something to be interested in, you know, and it's good to have interest in hobbies. They keep you going in life, and that's, you know, why I still fucking watch it. It's very hard when you've been watching it for that long, and that's not to say that I didn't take, like, little breaks in between. There was, but I missed it. There was a period, like, 2009 to 2010 where I didn't watch that much of it. I was missing a lot of Raws because of work, and I wasn't going back on the internet like I do now and like review it. Like, I miss like Impact and SmackDown all the time because of my work schedule. And, you know, but I go back and I watch on the internet anyway, because I'm not just because I want to do the rant, because I want to see it. I legitimately want to watch it. Just like I am actually going to be watching Main Event in about a half an hour. I am still going to watch it because I'm a wrestling fan, and by golly, it's my duty to watch it. So that's the reason why I still watch it, because I love it. But I hate it, but I love it. But I have a love-hate relationship with it, I guess you could say. And, you know, that's the thing. A lot of people say, oh, you know, you always say how much you hate your wife. Why are you still with your wife? Well, I love my wife. Well, I guess it's the same thing here. It's kind of like I'm married to wrestling, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want that fucking bitch to take all 50% of my shit. So I'm going to, you know, like 50% of my life. Because if I get rid of it, that's a big part of my life. I don't have a lot of fucking else left besides that. So there you go. Okay, 9th Dallas Mower Expo asked if there's one law I could repeal, which one would it be? The income tax law, which wasn't ever correctly or legally ratified within the Constitution of the Bill of Rights of the Constitution. So that one, it's just, think about the concept of this. Every single motherfucking week I get over $100 taken out of my check, and I don't even make that much. It's pure robbery what they do to you. The government rapes your motherfucking ass raw. I mean, just think of what kind of a concept. Not only is it illegal, it sounds illegal, that this is your possession, your money, and the government takes pretty much a quarter of your earnings. Because that's pretty much what it factors out to almost. Maybe just a little bit less, but a big fucking chunk. There is fucking communism, because that's what they would do to you in Cuba. You have no rights to your property or your anything you own, and pretty much your money is your property. It belongs to you, and to have a third party, the government, swoop in and take your belongings, that by design, by just alone how it is just wrong. And so how could something so wrong be a law? Laws are supposed to be made to right the wrongs. Yet a wrong is a law, and it is, if you do your research, you will see it wasn't properly ratified. Not every single state voted on the ratification of that particular amendment. So there you go. There's a lot of fucking shit. You can go look it up on the internet. And it's not rumors. It's not, stuff that may or may not be true. It's fact. It is fact. And it has been declared a fact. It's just for people who don't know about it, that's why they just don't know about it. So they're not going to believe it until they see it for themselves. So, show people. I've shown people this, and a lot of people actually know, but some people didn't know. Number 9, best match of the PG era. And this was asked by XX Dar Eyes XX. The best match of the PG era. I had to think a little bit about that one before I did this vid, and I'm about to say it was probably Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 26. Not WrestleMania 25. See, WrestleMania 25 was a good match, but there's something that people don't realize, that actually The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels both botched bad in that match. Their dives to the outside, which were brutal and did add to the match, were actually just goofy mistakes that somehow made the match better in a way. But the action was way better at 26. And a lot of people say the reverse, and I think they're on fucking drugs, because 26 was way fucking better. The finish in 26 was way better. You had a tombstone on the outside. Just a classic match. It was 5 stars all the way. Now, actually, 25 I would rate as 5 stars, but this was like, if I could give it higher than 5 stars, I would have, because it was fucking fantastic. So 26, WrestleMania 26, Taker and Michaels was the best match of the PG era. Number 10, most gruesome match, asked by Luke Evans. Without a doubt, I would have to say it's probably a pretty common answer, but Hell in a Cell between Undertaker and Mankind from King of the Ring, 1998. 1998 was the year when I really started watching wrestling every single fucking week. Now, I said I watched it since I was a baby, but it was pretty on and off. I wasn't watching it all the time. 98 is when I started getting to be a real serious wrestling freaking fan. Got back into it because that's when it started to get really good, and the Attitude Era was in full gear. Started watching it a lot at that time. And this match was brutal. I mean, how the fuck do you get any better than that? Mankind was thrown off the cell and through the cell. Blood, a tooth goes up his nose. The only match that is a close runner-up to this was Triple H and Cactus Jack from Royal Rumble 2000. Also another great gruesome match. But both are 5-star bloody matches, and both get a lot of my respect. Those were great matches. But I'm going to give the edge to Hell in a Cell, because that was just, those bumps are amazing. And I know we've seen them 1,000 fucking times, and they've been played out and shit like that. But, when you really think about it, that really was the most amazingly gruesome match ever. Nothing like that has ever been done again. Because that was the one stunt where there was no padding. That was just all one man just flying through a fucking table and dumping onto the mat. You just can't get any more gruesome or hardcore than that. Number 11, favorite grunge band. And what do I think of grunge music? This is by Grunge Metal Rock 95. I think that's it. I don't know if I wrote it down the right way. But my favorite band, grunge band, Nirvana. Nirvana all the fucking way, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. Kurt Cobain is a legend. He's heroic in the music community. He might have been a nut job that shot his own brains out, but I don't give a shit. The man is amazing, and I got a poster right here. Kurt Cobain is in every single one of my motherfucking videos. Do you people not notice that? This is the man right here. This man is legendary. What a vocalist. What a voice. This man knows how to sing. I love you, Kurt. You know, and yeah, that is my favorite fucking grunge band. And one of my top 10 bands of all time. I guess I'll go that high with it. Princess XXX WWE says, if I was put in charge of the WWE for a week, what the fuck would I do? I'd fuck all the wrestlers up the ass. No, okay, I won't do that. I said that I would take this seriously. Alright, first thing I would do is make it better. Book better matches. Stop all the restrictions on the talent. There's a lot of guys, many people would say that, you know, I could go with the funny answer, I fire everybody. But I wouldn't, because there's a lot of talented people on the roster. Basically, I would, you know, I would definitely look more at the indie talent. I would hire people that actually are wrestling fans and know things about wrestling. Not fucking former soap opera writers and people that just are taken out of college and just have, you know, screenwriting experience and shit like that. So, you know, there you go. I would make everything better. Better matches. Make a pay-per-view feel like a pay-per-view again. Make it feel like it was actually worth your money. So, yeah, you know, just pretty much make it better. Bring back blood. Bring back chair shots to the head. Make the guys put their bodies on the line again. Because I'd be like, hey, guys, you know how people like to compare this to ballet? Well, it has fucking become ballet. So we're going to have to go back to the way it was in the old days. Like around the year 2000, 99, 2001. You guys are going to have to take more risks. You're going to have to put your body on the line. That's why we pay you these big fucking $1 million contracts. And question 13 from Stony GTV asking me if I could have one wrestler back from the dead, which one would it be? This one was a big toss-up. I would say Owen Hart, who had a lot of untapped potential, but I'm going to go with Viva la Raza, Eddie Guerrero, a guy that was doing pretty well when he died. Still a main eventer, still at the top when he died. You know, Eddie Guerrero, a guy, you know, a lot of people will be expecting me to say Chris Benoit, but I'm happy he's dead. Chris Benoit might have been a great wrestler, but the guy was a fucking murderer. And I don't like murderers. So Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was an amazing wrestler. Yes, you know, the guy did drugs, but he didn't do anything bad. You know, he was a good family man. He wasn't psycho or anything like Benoit. So I'm going to have to side with Guerrero on this one. Number 14. Dan Drone wants to know my favorite bands, and I think I said them already before. Metallica is at the top. Korn, Disturbed, Slipknot, Limp Bizkit. These are bands I've been listening to since junior high school pretty much. Mastodon you could throw in there. I like old school Linkin Park. I made a video about that a while back. Megadeth. Jesus, who else? Pantera, Killswitch Engage, Avenged Sevenfold, Nirvana. There's a big list, but those are pretty much the main ones right there. So yeah, those are some of my favorite bands. And And Y2J 316 HBK, 3 wrestlers in one name. Why not? He asked a bunch of questions, but only one question per person. Favorites WWE theme song, and that goes to the Disturbed theme for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, up until this point of this song's creation, my favorite theme was the Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme. But then they took the theme, they made it more fucking metal and harder. Lyrics were added, and you had a masterpiece. It is the best fucking theme that there is of all time. It fit Stone Cold. It sounded tough. It sounded like an Attitude Era theme. Like, it sounded like a tough theme, a fucking sadistic ass theme. It fit him like I don't think any other theme would fit any other wrestler. Perfectly captured the mood of Stone Cold. Number 16, Raven and Starfire wants to know, am I epic or what? I don't know if you're epic. Your videos are okay. But there's only one problem I got is that, you gotta get rid of a lot of creepy people on your video. For some reason, you got a lot of creepy guys, a lot of lonely, creepy guys here on YouTube who are hitting on you, and I find it bizarre. I might be wasting a question answering this, but I'm just going to put a little mini rant in here, is that anybody who wants solid entertainment, go look on Raven's comment board. You will see a bunch of sick motherfuckers. Now, Raven, I don't know how old you are. If I had to guess, I would say you're either 16 or 17. And, your videos are alright. You say your opinions, you do recaps, you're not hurting anybody. I don't know exactly what went on between you and Wrestling Jesus and Danielson. Anything related to Danielson is kind of creepy, and I've said that I was going to stay away from Danielson-related material. But, I don't know. Some of those comments are epic fails. So if that qualifies as epicness, and as it relates to your channel, I suppose you're in relation to epic. Number 17. What do I do for a living? What's my job? Brandon, Oliveri. Okay, so I got laid off from my job a couple of years ago. I used to work for Pepsi, and I am actually working in Target right now. I'm actually going to be hired back in a new position with Pepsi Cola. Yes, I'm talking about the soda company. I used to work there. I'm going to be working with them again for another month. A new position open up, so I'm coming back. I ain't so I don't know if you want to knock me for that job or whatever. Hey, he got laid off. Let's attack him. Go ahead. I really don't give a shit what you think about where I work. But some people probably will, because people like to pretend that they've got great glamorous jobs, but that's the truth right there, okay? So I know I'm gonna get attacked on that one, so bring it on, bitches. Number 18, favorite GM. This is from Kyle Christopher. I'm actually subbed to this guy, by the way. He makes a lot of interesting NWO rants. I got him featured on my channel, so check it out. Check his channel out. He deserves it. There's a shout out for you. Favorite GM. Gotta say it was Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff was an entertaining GM. He looked like a GM. Had a way more reputable GM feel. Was good at cutting promos. A GM that you can respect. Not like Vicky Guerrero or, goofy Teddy Long or any of that lame ass bullshit. Eric Bischoff was a good, tough GM, and I liked his style. Number 19 from Easy Dose 420, favorite match of all time. That one is extremely hard to answer, but I will give you some of my favorite matches of all time. Stone Cold and The Rock from WrestleMania 17 is maybe top 3, top 5. That match, the TLC matches from both SummerSlam 2000 and WrestleMania 17 as well. You could put those in there. Mankind versus The Undertaker from King of the Ring to Hell in the Cell. Cactus Jack versus Triple H in the Street Fight from Royal Rumble 2000. You could put that down as well. I think that's good enough for now. I mean, that's most of my favorite matches. Stone Cold versus Bret Hart from WrestleMania 13. Those are some of my favorite matches. Mostly involving those guys from the Attitude Era, and those were quality matches. If you haven't seen any of them, I seriously don't know why you haven't watched them by now, but if you're always asking, what do I expect out of professional wrestling, go watch those matches. That's why my standards are so fucking high. And the final question, do you watch Howard Stern from Souphead Yo-Yo? Yes, I do. I listen to him on Sirius and XM, and the guy is, Howard Stern, I always am entertained. He doesn't have the same luster that he had years ago, but I still love his show. I wish they would do more with Sal and Richard. They seem to be easing off on them, mostly because Richard's got a wife now, but they should try to implement them into the show more. I liked when they were doing this shit years ago with Sal's wife, with that fucking cunt bitch. It was great entertainment. But the show's still good. There's always some form of entertainment, at least on every broadcast. I love it. You gotta love everything. JD is hilarious when he comes in there. The stories, Ronnie the limo driver ranting and raving. So yes, those are some of my opinions on the show. So that about does it. That's 20 questions for the Q&A. I don't know if this was supposed to be better, but that's a Q&A right there. I read the questions. I answered them honestly. I believe I'm done here. So there you go, motherfuckers. I listened to my subs. I gave you a Q&A after people were asking for this for God knows how long. I don't know when we're going to be doing the next one. Probably not for a while, unless there's some crazy fucking demand. Alright, Q&A time is over.